Stephens. From day it was passed. Urgency was not part of thoughts of House. Since Ohio voters approved second issue on Election Day, legislator has been hustled to invalidate statutes with various levels of their inputs. Senate. Last week to conclude the cannabis proposal for entertainment purposes, he met with Mike Dewine. The Senate law will reduce home growth limits from 12 facilities per House 6. Increase cannabis tax rate from 10-15 and change where these funds will go. And reduce maximum THC content in cannabis extract products. And while adding a path that allows recreational sales start recreational sales within 3 months. After transition of bill, both Senate and Dewine called on the House to move quickly. Da constitutes risk of converting it to Michigan. Stephens said that Assembly should take into account concerns expressed by Governor and Senate and should respect will of voters as much as possible. When Stephens asked if Senate's plan respects the will of voters, Stephens said, "Well, we will not participate in it," i.e., quote, the Assembly remained relatively mother about points of dispute with Senate's proposal. But Republican and Democratic leadership in room gave several clues. First, taxes, Stephens told journalists. Local governments or state government of government for entertainment purposes of tax revenue collected on tax income more than whether there is a little difference between rooms Senate keeps him in state. Stephens said he was a local government type. However, there is also concern about the general tax rate. Azınını leader Allison Russo, D-Opper Arlington, said in a statement to journalists on Tuesday, which tax rate will support. But the Senate's 15 proposal will be 10. He said, "We want to make sure that tax rate is not so high. We send people to the state lines or we just encourage black market." Russo said House hopes to maintain the second number THC content limits and house-breaking provisions of House. In meantime, the Assembly number of their own number of reforms House Bill 354 continues stable negotiations. On Tuesday, Millet deputies heard the public statement at Parliamentary Finance Committee. Some testimonies expressed opposition of Senate's bill or provisions of Assembly. Others expressed a general opposition to all changes in second issue. People did not vote for more than 70 of our tax income to go to law enforcement officers and for different expertise funds. People did not vote for higher taxes would weigh our cultivators send people back to Michigan. I understand that what we vote for is a regulatory draft. And I only demand this draft be used not cut. It is not possible to agree on number 2 reform before voting for a home vote for session of Wednesday. Number 2 reform before mid-January of MPs. This week, in January or in April late or not. We may have been dealing at all, he said. Follow Avery Kremer in DDN Statehouse correspondent on X or contact Avery.Kreemercoxinc.